Yo, 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 social media, it's Dr. Steve. And today I want to go over mold toxicity and mycotoxins. I had a couple patients that I'm seeing that we've been dealing with, and we got them on a protocol that is helping them detox the mycotoxins and get rid of the excess amount of mold. And along with the mold, usually comes other things like heavy metals, dysbiosis of the gut with flora imbalances, and parasites. And so you got to look for all that. We can do a stool test and check for that. But the biggest thing is we want to look for that mold, and we want to look for those mycotoxins. And so the way to start with that is first we want to look for what are the symptoms. Do we even need to spend the money on that lab test, right? So we do want to pay for that organic acid test, and so we want to look for symptoms of nausea, skin disorders, digestive problems like IBS, allergies and asthma, seizures, mood disorders like depression, headaches, fatigue. All those things could be related to mold toxicity, right? And so the two patients that I'm seeing, one of them has some lung and respiratory problems, which is starting to go away, and the other one was having seizures, which now we haven't been having now for about, I think it's been 2 months since he went back to school, and everything's good. So we haven't done an organic acid test or anything yet, but things are looking up. Things are looking great. And so when we do that organic acid test and we find out, what we're doing is we're looking for aspergillus and fusarium, and those are the couple that we're looking for. And the organic acids that we look at are arabinose, tartic acid, and furan carbonyl glycine, right? And so those are going to be aspergillus, and the other one is tricarbolic acid. We look at that for fusarium, and there's more strains, but those give us a good spectrum. Is this what we're dealing with? Those are probably the most common that you're going to see in households that are going to cause symptoms. And so, along with doing the test, what do we do after we find out is we want to look at their genetics and put together a plan that's specifically for them, because depending on their genetics, they could be making excess hydroxyl radicals, which are making them fatigued, and that could be a issue of not making enough glutathione. It could, or mast cell activation, right? So we have these mast cells, and so they produce histamine. And so what do we do? A lot of people, when they have digestive problems, want to take these probiotics. And if you take a probiotic and you have these HRH1 genes or HNMT genes related to histamine, we got big problems, because we increase histamine, which signals a protein called zonulin, opens up that interstitial space between the cells in the gut, and now we got more autoimmune reaction, and that's not what you're looking for. Last thing you want is to create an autoimmune type condition or disease for somebody. And we're trying to tighten up those junctions. We're trying to get rid of the toxicity that somebody's got. And when we find out what's going on genetically, we can give them stuff to support their NRF2 enzyme pathway to help them make the glutathione and the superoxide dismutase. We can give them supplements that are going to lower histamine, like quercetin, right? Sometimes things are so serious, maybe you got to have somebody go on Zyrtec or something like that, just for the short term. I wouldn't recommend that long term or anything, but for the short term, that might be something we want to do, just to take down the inflammation and stop the mast cell activation, so their body has a chance to get back into rhythm. So, once we find out what's going on, we look at their genetics, we put together the right plan, we get them on the right supplements. Some things, if you're suffering with this, it probably won't hurt you. You can take oregano, caprylic acid, or there's another product called biocetin that helps with some of the biofilms and things that have built up, because the bacteria flora balance comes along with the mold. So those are some things that we can actually do that might be of assistance, but the biggest, most important thing that I do in my office is, the ozone sauna, because if you do the ozone sauna, what that's going to do, it's going to oxidize all the heavy metals, the pesticides, herbicides, plastics, mold. It's going to oxidize those things, and the ozone gets in through the pores through the lymphatic system, and then it takes all the pressure off the hepatic vein, so it allows us to detoxify better and get rid of the waste product from those mold spores. And it will in turn also get rid of the actual mold. It'll allow our immune system to kick back in, because when we get these autoimmune diseases, we get these this dysfunctioning immune system because the mast cells are overactivated, right? So, and the most important thing that you have to do, besides treating the person and dealing with the toxicity from inside, we also need to remediate the home or the source of where the mold came from. So we need to get that tested and get that remediated. I've now got some companies that I've been using that are actually reliable, which and are affordable, and I give those out to patients as well because it's got to be part of the plan. So overall, we have a good, solid plan. It works for people. If you guys need help, you can subscribe to my YouTube channel, Dr. Steve Spencer. I have tons of information on there, but you can go to my website, protouchrehab.com. You can schedule a consultation, an appointment right on there. And I'd be happy to just talk to you on the phone for 5-10 minutes. It's not a problem. And if we need to get going on some things, you don't feel well, you need some help, you can reach out to me. Phone number's on the website. More than happy to talk to you, and we can actually get you scheduled right away and get that problem taken care of for you. All right? Hope you guys are having a good night. Take care.